Hi, Mama. Working with a new cell phone holder because the other one is technically for my son. He's 8 and he wants to start YouTube videos. He just doesn't know what he wants to start with. Basically, this week, once again, very, very rough. Breakthrough with my therapist, though, which is essentially I don't like being home. It's one of the many things that comes with, being in a generational household is you get a lot of clashing between older generation and newer generation. Essentially, my mother will always see me as her baby. And when you're deciding whether or not to move out of your parents' house or staying with them, you have to understand that your mother will always see you as your baby, and oftentimes that will cause a lot of conflict. There's a bunch of other things involved with it, but that's the basic scope of it. But one of the things that she's saying is my environment, my immediate environment, can really affect mental health. So every year for Lenten practice, I am a practicing Christian, every year I try very hard to give up meat on Fridays and things like that, and every year I always mess that up. So in addition to, my parents keep telling me I'm kind of exempt from that because I am chronically ill. I fall in that elderly, sick, or child category of Lent, where basically you're absolved from that because your health is more important. At least that's what they told me. I don't know if that is a thing, but it makes sense. If you're a healthy adult, you should be able to fast. If you're not a healthy adult, you shouldn't fast because it's not good for you. You're making yourself worse. But it turns out my protein and caloric needs are really different than they were when I was a teenager. Very, very different. Actually, they're kind of higher, which is weird. So my hubby is currently out getting me a turkey sandwich on Friday, and this is weird for me because I really want to practice giving up meat for Lent, but I know here it's not an option. But what I normally do during Lent is I do what's called the 40 bags in 40 days challenge, is making 40 bags of donations or 40 bags of garbage. It's a decluttering thing. And I've actually found it very helpful where I just take that section of the year and really hone in and try to hit this goal every day. I'm sorry if you hear sort of like piggy snorting, munchy noises. My dog's having her breakfast, so she's a sweetheart. But anyways, back to the 40 bags in 40 days. So each day of Lent, starting with Ash Wednesday until Holy Saturday, is you're supposed to be filling up a shopping bag full of donations or garbage to be thrown out or donated, basically to get the excess out of your home, get the excess out of your life that you don't need, somebody else could use or needs, and it actually does also help you mental health wise. Is making these decisions on physical items actually hones your skills on making decisions up here. You start to notice that like the clutter starts getting you claustrophobic. It gets you paranoia. It amplifies depression and anxiety because it's just like all this stuff around you and you feel like this. That's why a lot of people are like, when you experience depression, anxiety, go outside, get into a big open space, get into the sunshine. And part of it, particularly in the United States, is we just have so much crap around ourselves. And the other thing is, this past week, I've also been sick. Like, actually, sinus, pressure, headache, everything sick, not just my usual chronic stuff. Like, I woke up yesterday afternoon in a fever sweat. And I spent all day up until I went to work in bed. And I think it's both stress and there's something going around. And it's a change of seasons. We just had the most mild winter, and then we just had a snowstorm this week. And now we're back to 50 degrees, and there's supposed to be a snowstorm tonight. This is the time of year where my sinuses and brain just overfire, and this is how I get sick, is the change in seasons. Rewind. Back to the 40 bags in 40 days. So it is something I wanted to do again and start again and take you on that journey. There's just two problems with it. Nobody has plastic shopping bags anymore. So the only thing I have is paper bags or actual shopping bags. And I think the paper bags would be a good size to fill up with donations and trash. But I'm also like, do I want to just do 40 bags or do I want to do 40 sections of space? Or mix up between the two? Because honestly, I feel like doing a bag a day might actually be right now in my life a little too much. So I'm contemplating just start with my vanity and my nightstand. Two biggest hoarding places in my room. And just throwing things away from there. The fact that I was sick yesterday, I could easily fill a bag of, oh my god, just bottles of like water, vitamin water, Powerade. Like I chugged so much in the last 2 days. So we'll see how it goes. But each day, maybe I'll make a short of what I got rid of that day. So if you want to try the 40 bags in 40 days, it's very simple. There's really no rules. You can find a bunch of lists online that'll list the 40 areas of your house or 40 types of items and use those as like guidelines to help you. Like one day, okay, I'm going to donate clothes today. Go through all your laundry, right? Or go through your makeup drawer, you know. There's all sorts of lists that you can find online. There's all sorts of trackers where you can actually put down, like there's actually little icons of 40 little garbage bags and you check them off as you go. So it is technically a Lenten practice. It's something that Christians came up with to declutter their lives of the excess stuff, to help them focus in on the things that are important in life, to focus in on Jesus's gospel and everything like that. And one of the things that Jesus was big about was giving up the material things to focus on spiritual things. Obviously, in this day and age, it's very hard to go out and live like a hermit, or as a nomad. You can actually get arrested for that these days, so a little different story. But it is technically a Lenten practice, so the days are actually Monday through Saturday. Sundays don't count. It should have started Ash Wednesday, so today would be Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, not Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's Friday, so today's technically day 8. Today I think I can at least bang out 3 out of those first 8 bags. So the cool thing is you can start any time. You can do more than 1 bag a day. But the goal is there and the intent is there to unload the excess from your life. And then you just enjoy Easter with essentially a cleaner, bigger space.